Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? If you remember last year, I started doing themed movie review weeks every single month, and this year I really want to try and stick with it for more than just a few months. We're back with Cult Horror Movie Review Week. Next month, we'll do Body Horror Review Week again, and then we'll switch it up from there. If you remember last year, we reviewed Kill List, Satanic Panic, Midsummer, Sound of My Voice, and the last one was The Void. If you noticed in the intro, all of the movies that I just mentioned were the star of the show. So I'm going to try and theme an intro for every single themed review week. Speaking of doing things like that, I want to try and make a little set piece, I guess, or like a little craft project pertaining to each month's theme, and this month was cults, so I built this, which I think is one of the coolest things that I've probably ever done. If you guys have seen Midsummer, this is just an homage to the movie, but I hope that you guys think this is as cool as I do. It's kind of 3D and it's all built out of cardboard, and this is a giant piece of foam. All of this I recycled from work, so thank you, work. But every month I'm going to try and do something like this pertaining to what we're going to be talking about, and this is going to sit behind me in all of my reviews. So before we get into the movies that we're going to review this week coming up, let's talk about some honorable mentions. I really want to give a shout out to 1BR, and I really wish that I would have thought to put that in this list. I think 1BR was, what's the word I'm looking for? Unexpectedly like spooky and unexpectedly scary, for different reasons. I also want to give a shout out to The Endless, which is by Moorhead and Benson. I want to give a shout out to The Lodge. And over the past couple of days, Alex and I just watched Wild Wild Country for the first time, which was absolutely wild, so appropriately named. So I just wanted to give those as honorable mentions. But this year, the 5 movies we're going to be talking about are The Sacrament, which is by Ty West from 2013. You'll see a couple of movies here by Ty West coming up. The Sacrament is a utopian society. They are drug and alcohol free, but we're dealing with mass suicide and sacrifice for the protection of the cult's purposes. So I'm kind of excited to get into that one tomorrow because there is a lot going on there that we have to unpack. And then we're gonna talk about Martha Marcy May Marlene, which is not a horror movie, but it is pretty scary once we get into that one. That one is about a cult that recruits women. It's more of a polygamy, like men are just kind of collecting women to do things for them. But this one also goes back and forth, so you see the after effects, more or less, of someone who's left a cult pretty much without telling anyone that they were in a cult. And then we're going to talk about Ready or Not, which was a surprise to me, and I'm really excited to unpack that one. This one focuses on a sacrifice to a higher power through marriage. This one is based on a family cult. I'm going to like kind of put that in the family cult area. Next, we'll talk about a classic horror story. I kind of have a gripe with someone who talked about this movie online, so we'll get to that. But this one is more or less a fabricated cult for entertainment purposes. And then to finish off the week, we'll talk about Eyes Wide Shut, which once again is not really a horror movie, but it's a lot to unpack. This one is a secret society. There's sex, there's orgies, there's affairs, there's people that wear masks. It's just a whole thing. So there's some interesting movies this week. There's going to be a variety of movies this week, not just horror movies. So if you guys enjoy that, let me know. I kind of lumped it all together as cult horror movies because cults are scary regardless. But I hope that you guys are excited for all of this. I've put a lot of work into this and I hope that you are excited to share this with me this year. Please go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. If you would like to see any more of me, I am doing a whole 2 weeks of Valentine's Day horror on my Instagram. So I'll see you where I see ya. Sayonara, Spooky fam.